They have been away from their natural habitat for centuries apparently, but today Canterbury geckos were relocated back to Riccarton Bush. Jared McCulloch explains.
Being welcomed to a new home, these geckos are being introduced to their new patch in Christchurch. The Canterbury gecko are familiar with this territory, originally from this native bush many years ago, and today they're coming back as earthquake work is being completed. At this ceremony today, a small crowd gathered to see them released back into Riccarton Bush, and a herpetologist says it's great for them to find a new home.
It's surrounded by a predator fence. All the pest mammals that would normally eat these geckos have been eradicated. Mice can't even get in. And this is where they actually used to live. They're eaten out of a lot of the forest by predators, especially the rats and the stoats that climb trees. So we're actually returning to the forest.
There are 5 different types of lizards living in the Port Hills and Banks Peninsula, with many living in a rocky environment. But these geckos need to be relocated as the Christchurch City Council prepares to fix up and reopen Sumner Road between Evans Pass and Littleton. The council's planning major rockfall risk work to control the crater rim bluffs in the rocky area.
These geckos are capable of living anywhere where there are no predators, so that included these forests. Today they're mostly restricted to the creviced rock outbluffs because they have tiny little cracks in them, and the mice and the rats, they can't get in. So it's the best refuge from predators. So they've lost a lot of their former habitat, and that's why you now see them just in the bluffs. But if you were to take the predators out of the system or step onto an offshore island where there are no predators, they would live anywhere.
This is the ideal place for a Canterbury gecko being moved out of danger's way, with 45 being released today and a target of 200 making their way here over the next couple of days. And she says they'll be monitored to see how they get on with this new lifestyle.
We're planning to fit 20 animals with small transmitters that will allow us to look at how they move once they're released in the few weeks following the release. And in the long term, we'll be going back and looking for them again. This will be long term. We're talking 10 years before. Often with geckos like this, the population recovery is quite slow. They only have 2 young a year, and they don't breed till they're about 4. So it will be realistic to see the population recover in time, but it will take a few years.
And they're not the easiest creatures to get a hold of, with catching them being quite challenging.
It depends where you're catching them from. If they're living in the tops of trees, they're almost impossible to even find, let alone catch. If they're living under a rock, it's not too bad. If the rock is small and you can come along and lift it. The abseilers have had the job of gently coaxing them out of crevices, and they're doing a very good job at this. So it just depends a bit where the animal's living and also how fast it is. They're cold-blooded animals, so if you have a warm day and you try and catch one, it's most likely going to get away.
The geckos will have nearly 8 hectares to explore, and she's happy with the support, especially at Riccarton Bush.
I'm just really happy to see these animals home. We're returning them to the home of their ancestors, and they will rapidly adapt. They know how to feed. They're pretty smart little things, and I think I'm just really stoked to be able to take them to a safe place like this.
3 words for these Canterbury geckos: home sweet home. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.